Welcome. Today April 5th in history. 823 Lothair I is crowned King of Italy by Pope Paschal I. 919 The Second Fatimid invasion of Egypt begins, when the Fatimid heir apparent, Al-Qaim bi-Amr Allah, sets out from Raqqada at the head of his army. 1242 During the battle on the ice of Lake Peipus, Russian forces, led by Alexander Nevsky, rebuff an invasion attempt by the Teutonic Knights. 1536 Charles V makes a royal entry into Rome, demolishing a swath of the city to re-enact a Roman triumph. 1566 200 Dutch noblemen, led by Hendrik van Brederode, force themselves into the presence of Margaret of Parma and present the Petition of Compromise, denouncing the Spanish Inquisition in the 17 provinces. 1614 In Virginia, Native American Pocahontas marries English colonist John Rolfe. 1621 The Mayflower sets sail from Plymouth, Massachusetts on a return trip to England. 1792 United States President George Washington exercises his authority to veto a bill, the first time this power is used in the United States. 1795 Peace of Basel between France and Prussia is made. 1818 In the Battle of Maipú, Chile's independence movement, led by Bernardo O'Higgins and José de San Martín, win a decisive victory over Spain, leaving 2,000 Spaniards and 1,000 Chilean patriots dead. 1862 American Civil War, the Battle of Yorktown begins. 1879 Bolivia declares war on Chile, and Chile declares war on Peru, starting the War of the Pacific. 1902 A sandbox collapses at Ibrox Park, now Ibrox Stadium, in Glasgow, Scotland, which led to the deaths of 25 and injuries to more than 500 supporters during an International Association football match between Scotland and England. 1910 The Transandine Railway connecting Chile and Argentina is inaugurated. 1922 The American Birth Control League, forerunner of Planned Parenthood, is incorporated. 1932 Dominion of Newfoundland, 10,000 rioters seize the Colonial Building leading to the end of self-government. 1933 U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt signs two executive orders, 6101 to establish the Civilian Conservation Corps, and 6102, forbidding the hoarding of gold coin, gold bullion, and gold certificates by U.S. citizens. 1933 Andorran Revolution. The Young Andorrans occupy the Casa de la Vall and force the government to hold democratic elections with universal male suffrage. 1936 Tupelo Gainesville tornado outbreak. An F5 tornado kills 233 in Tupelo, Mississippi. 1942 World War II. Adolf Hitler issues Fuhrer Directive No. 41 summarizing Case Blue, including the German Sixth Army's planned assault on Stalingrad. 1942 World War II. The Imperial Japanese Navy launches a carrier-based air attack on Colombo, Ceylon during the Indian Ocean raid. Port and civilian facilities are damaged and the Royal Navy cruisers HMS Cornwall and HMS Dorsetshire are sunk southwest of the island. 1943 World War II. United States Army Air Force's bomber aircraft accidentally cause more than 900 civilian deaths, including 209 children, and 1,300 wounded among the civilian population of the Belgian town of Mortsel. Their target was the Erla factory 1 kilometer from the residential area hit. 1945 Cold War. Yugoslav leader Josip Broz Tito signs an agreement with the Soviet Union to allow temporary entry of Soviet troops into Yugoslav territory. 1946 Soviet troops end their year-long occupation of the Danish island of Bornholm. 1946 A fleet air arm Vickers Wellington crashes into a residential area in Rabat, Malta during a training exercise, killing all 4 crew members and 16 civilians on the ground. 1949 A fire in a hospital in Effingham, Illinois, kills 77 people and leads to nationwide fire code improvements in the United States. 1951 Cold War. Ethel and Julius Rosenberg are sentenced to death for spying for the Soviet Union. 1956 Cuban Revolution. Fidel Castro declares himself at war with Cuban President Fulgencio Batista. 1958 Ripple Rock. An underwater threat to navigation in the Seymour Narrows in Canada is destroyed in one of the largest non-nuclear controlled explosions of the time. 1966 During the Buddhist uprising, South Vietnamese Prime Minister Nguyen Sao Ky personally attempts to lead the capture of the restive city of Da Nang before backing down. 1969 Vietnam War. Massive anti-war demonstrations occur in many U.S. cities. 1971 in Sri Lanka, Janatha Vimukthi Peramuna launches a revolt against the United Front government of Sirimavo Bandaranaike. 1976 in China, the April 5 movement leads to the Tiananmen incident. 1977 The U.S. Supreme Court rules that congressional legislation that diminished the size of the Sioux People's Reservation thereby destroyed the tribe's jurisdictional authority over the area in Rosebud Sioux Tribe vs. Neep. 1991 An ASA EMB 120 crashes in Brunswick, Georgia, killing all 23 aboard including Senator John Tower and astronaut Sonny Carter. 1992 Alberto Fujimori, President of Peru, dissolves the Peruvian Congress by military force. 1992 Peace protesters Swata Dilbarovic and Olga Suchik are killed on the Vrbanja Bridge in Sarajevo, becoming the first casualties of the Bosnian War. 1998 in Japan, the Akashi Kaikyo Bridge opens to traffic, becoming the longest bridge span in the world. 1999 Two Libyans suspected of bringing down Pan Am Flight 103 in 1988 are handed over for eventual trial in the Netherlands. 2007 The cruise ship MS Sea Diamond strikes a volcanic reef near Nea Kameni and sinks the next day. 2 passengers were never recovered and are presumed dead. 2009 North Korea launches its controversial Kwangmyongsong-2 rocket. The satellite passed over mainland Japan, which prompted an immediate reaction from the United Nations Security Council, as well as participating states of 6-party talks. 2010 29 coal miners are killed in an explosion at the Upper Big Branch mine in West Virginia. 2018 agents with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement raid a slaughterhouse in Tennessee, detaining nearly 100 undocumented Hispanic workers in one of the largest workplace raids in the history of the United States. 2021 Nguyen Xuan Phuc took office as President of Vietnam after dismissing the title of Prime Minister. Make your history today. Let me know in the comment below. Thanks for watching.